I think we're gonna start off with the fucking crazy news. We got a shout out from Mr. Ludwig Ogren. Before I go into it, I just want to give a little bit of context. Ludwig is the person who got me into streaming. I did not watch any Twitch. I did not watch any streamers. I did not watch anything until 2021. I moved across the country kind of by myself. I had no friends when I was in Arizona. So then I just started watching, I don't know, I think I watched one of Ludwig's Nuzlocks. I just came across it on YouTube. I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. I ended up watching a lot of his streams. And yeah, he's basically been my favorite creator since that time, 2021. I've always kind of respected, I think not just him as a creator, but also as okay, also this sounds very parasocial. I don't fucking know Ludwig, but I don't know, from a lot of the stuff he talks about, I definitely align on a lot of things, how he runs his business, just treating employees and stuff. So I just always have looked up to him. This actually all started when at the end of last year, I was up really late editing videos, and then I see an Instagram notification that Ludwig followed me on Instagram. And then I was like, what the fuck? It was so late. I'm like, did this actually happen? I was freaking out. I didn't have anyone to tell, because it was I was just up at 4 a.m. by myself. But then the next morning, I was like, oh my God, this is real life. I ended up messaging him, and we ended up chatting a little bit. It was kind of just surreal. It was surreal. I have no idea how he came across my videos. Fast forward to 2 days ago, he's streaming. He's talking about his favorite creators of 2025. And basically, I was intrigued. I think Ludwig has he's been in the industry for so long. I should take notice of who he thinks is coming up. So I started watching this video. I think he has a couple different categories, right? He talks about, I think short form, streamers, and then YouTubers eventually. And guys, I'll be honest, transparently, when he started talking about this, there was a teeny tiny bit of me who's oh my God, what if? But he talks about, short form, I think. And then he starts talking about streamers. And then once he passes through streamers, I'm like, okay, well, that didn't happen. But then he goes to YouTubers. He talks about people, and then I'm like, okay, whatever, there's no way. Dude, this was fucking mind-blowing.
All right. Okay, this is a small creator. I randomly found one of their videos, and I was just mesmerized with the video. I thought it was a really good premise. I'm going to read the title out for you. I solved a Rubik's Cube without any help. It broke me.
Dude, as soon as he said, I solved, I was like, no fucking way. Okay, I do not like watching I guess it's an old video now, because this was the second video I ever made, and I feel I'm still learning to talk on camera, but I think I had a little too much excitement in this intro, so it kind of makes me cringe, but I will watch the cringe.
The Rubik's Cube, an iconic toy that pretty much every kid comes across growing up, but only about 5% of the population can actually solve. But of that 5%, how many are able to do it completely unaided, without looking at any tutorials, guides, or instructions? Personally, I know none. So I set myself a challenge. I would not stop until I solved this iconic puzzle using just the power of my brain. Would it take 1 day, 2, my entire fucking life? That's what the goal is. That's what we're gonna find out. It's the unaided Rubik's Cube solve.
You guys want to know something really funny? I don't know if Ludwig realizes this or not, but this video is, the structure of it is almost an exact copy of one of his Elden Ring videos. This is the second video I ever edited in my life. So it's I did not know what the fuck I was doing. But I actually don't think he knows to the extent, which is why he's smiling. Look at that little smile.
And I discovered
this part is so funny though.
Okay,
this part is so funny.
A big ego moment. I watched his video, and I literally thought to myself, this guy watches my videos, which is an egotistical thing to think, but I could just tell there was a couple of things I could just tell. And he was also, I think, using some of the soundtrack that me and Schlatt made. And then I followed him on Instagram, and it turns out he messaged me. I was right. Okay? I was right. I know that when I saw his first video, I just literally had this pop in my algorithm, and then I watched the rest of them. But I think he has a cool premise. I think his premise really should be, because I think I would
Guys,
argue
we could also
these-
talk about this. He basically gives like I don't want to say like a critique, I guess like an opinion type of thing on my channel.
These videos are a bit of a deviation, you know, like I don't think you should be going for fighting games, but I think the premise of like learning something from scratch unaided is really interesting to people, especially the unaided aspect. I think that's quite interesting.
I do agree with Ludwig on that being an intriguing part of like content. The only issue with unaided stuff, guys, is it just me or there's not that much stuff you can do unaided? Like, okay, obviously we have our Minecraft. Okay, so Rubik's Cube, I think I knew this video was gonna pop off. Minecraft video too. I know that's gonna pop off as soon as I get it out because that is such a good unaided like concept. Like I know that this is a fascinating thing, but it's just that there's not that much stuff. I mean, I feel like there's some games, right? Like blind playing games. Like, I don't know, whether it's like Hollow Knight, Silksong, like those type of games, Elden Ring. I mean, I think that's like a decent idea. I don't think it like excites me though. Yeah, because I think a big part of this, like what makes it fascinating is like me telling you guys what is going on in my head. Kind of like what I'm, you know, what I'm thinking about, how like, and also it's that, but also just progress. I think people like seeing progress. So I definitely agree with him there. I think it's just like kind of hard. I also think at this moment, I don't want to like box myself. Guys, you know what like the most annoying part is? I feel like some people just fucking react slop all day. Wait, I say this as I'm react slopping right now. But okay, this is not react slop. It's like dear to me. It affects But I feel like, who am I thinking of? Like Asmin, I guess maybe XQC. They don't have to do anything. Like their content is so, like the ROI is so big. Whereas for me, like the unaided stuff is fucking hard. That's why I don't want to like put myself in a, like immediately into a box. Cause like the ROI on that, I mean, it's like a shit ton of work. Not saying I'm like opposed to that, but definitely it is like more challenging.
But he's also quite new. That's like Mike Boyd. It is kind of like Mike Boyd.
Ooh, Mike Boyd. A lot of people
Yeah.
have said that as well.
But anyway, I think he rules. Shout out Rui.
Dude, Rui is in my head now. But he said, did you hear that? He said he rules. That's awesome. Ludwig rules too. Ludwig is the GOAT. Ludwig is the GOAT.